Hey everybody, you probably already heard, but here it is, Joe Manchin. He's announced he is going to retire and not run for re-election to the US Senate next year. That's what everybody's talking about. We're going to cover that quickly here. I will have another video coming out later on today. That's going to be the four-way hypothetical matchup. I did get that done a few days ago before the recent polling came out. It's not really going to change anything, but be sure to check that out later on. So here's the AP News article. Manchin decision hurts Democrats' Senate hopes and sparks new speculation about a presidential bid. So Manchin is calling it a career. He's 76 years old. I don't blame him. I don't think this is that much of a shock to most people. I did lean toward he's going to retire, but there's really no guarantees. And he put out a video saying he thought long and hard about it, and of course he consulted with his family, and this is the time for Manchin to step down. So what does that mean for the state of politics? Well, we know the state went huge for Trump last time. Manchin did secure a victory in 2018 in that blue wave. It was by a pretty small margin, only a few points. Even if he were to run again, I think he was likely to go down, so maybe he crunched the numbers and he realized it was going to be way too much of an uphill climb. He wanted to save himself some embarrassment, so he's going to throw in the towel before he takes a loss. We'll come back to the 24 race in a minute. So Democrats are disappointed that they pretty much have no chance to hold that seat in West Virginia now, but they're also nervous about what does Joe Manchin do from here? Well, in his video, it sounds like he's going to travel around, see if there's some kind of an appetite for a centrist type candidate. The speculation is he could become a no-labels candidate for president. Democrats definitely don't want that, as they see it would help Trump. And I don't know what Manchin's going to do, but I would find it a little weird if he consulted his family and they decided he should not run for the U.S. Senate, but then he should run for president. Sounds like an even bigger undertaking than running for the Senate. And I don't think there's a lot of appetite for Joe Manchin running for no labels. Some conservative Democrats, maybe some more liberal Republicans, they might be open to Joe Manchin. I don't think there's enough to win, but if it was a 4 or 5-way race, that theoretically could take votes from Biden, and it probably would help Trump, but I still don't really expect a lot of voters to be all that excited about Joe Manchin. So let's get on Wikipedia. We're going to take a look at that West Virginia Senate election. So without Manchin, the Democrats are going to have to try to find some other candidate that has some sort of West Virginia appeal. And we've got one declared candidate right now. I don't know who that is, and I don't know who else could possibly even get into the race. It's always possible some kind of an outsider would catch fire and actually be competitive. Richard Ojeda, he was a guy a few years ago that was supposed to potentially make it competitive in the U.S. House. He didn't really make it all that close. He ran for the U.S. Senate, got in second place in the primary. We'll see what happens with the Democrats. But whatever focus there is, it's pretty much going to be on the Republicans. We've got Jim Justice. He's the former Democrat turned Republican governor. And we've got Alex Mooney, current U.S. representative. Those two are going to face off in a primary. Jim Justice has the Donald Trump endorsement. If you're looking to go younger than Manchin, Jim Justice, he's probably not your guy. He's only about 4 years younger than Manchin. But if we look at the polling here, Justice has a commanding lead over Alex Mooney. Justice even topping 60% in the most recent poll. So if Mooney does not drop out, it looks like it's going to be Justice. If you look at this fundraising here, Mooney has actually raised a lot more than Justice. Justice, I know, is very wealthy. He could self-finance. Assuming he wins the primary, I don't think he needs to do much in the general election. All the prediction sites have this at safe or solid Republican now. I previously had it at likely Republican, and now that Manchin is out, I'd be willing to bump it up to safe Republican. The polling that showed Manchin up against Justice did show Manchin trailing. It wasn't impossible for Manchin to win. It just seemed like the state had passed him by politically. It's a solid red state in every way except for Joe Manchin. So as of right now, it looks like the next U.S. Senator from West Virginia is going to be Jim Justice. And what does that do for the balance of power in the U.S. Senate? Well, right now it's considered 51 Democrats, 49 Republicans. We do have Senators Sanders, King, and Sinema. They're technically independents, but we're going to consider them caucusing with the Democrats. Sinema is still a big question mark in Arizona, but assuming Justice flips this seat, it would then be a 50-50 Senate. Republicans would only need one more to win an outright majority. If they win the White House, then they would not need to flip any other seats. They would just have to make sure they hold in Texas and in Florida. So now all the attention is going to come on the next targets for the Republicans. That's going to be Sherrod Brown in Ohio and Jon Tester in Montana. If they pick up one of those two seats, then Republicans are going to be in control. As I just said, there's going to be question marks still in the Senate with Sinema, and there are no guarantees that Ted Cruz and Rick Scott are going to win. But that's the state of where things are at in the Senate and with Joe Manchin. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about Manchin retiring? Is he going to be a part of no labels? And after West Virginia, where do the Republicans look to next on their quest for a Senate majority? minority? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.